to the Punk Rock Horror Podcast. I'm Matt.
This is a penguin.
Right next to me is the adorable, yet short attention span Cody.
The giraffe.
It's fucking Monday. It's Monday.
Okay, I'm gonna put that down now.
It's episode, I think it's episode 36.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's episode 36.
I really wanted to know why Audrey finds that thing so exciting, and now I know. It's a penguin that sings with a monkey
You just
on
like
it
it because it's annoying, and you can annoy people with it.
Yeah, because Audrey does it to me all the time. She's just like,
So
hey, what do you got there? You want to go play with monkey penguin?
So you got to take it out on everyone
Penguin.
else.
Yes, that's how the world works. It's like the circle of screaming.
And today we're here to remind you that it's not an actual mohawk until you cut off the sides of your hair.
Who the fuck doesn't cut? What?
Pussies.
People actually do that?
Yeah, it's the faux hawk.
I do faux hawks.
Yeah, but I let it go because you balance it out every now and then.
Yeah, that's true. Like mine, I don't know. Mine's kind of, I would say.
Yeah, but it's shade. I
middle.
mean, like full on, like when you have like hair on your side, like full out growed hair.
Oh no, I do my faux hawk like just straight at the top of my head.
No,
and I
I'm
style
talking
it.
about like full on, like you still have a whole like head of hair.
Oh yeah, then no.
Yeah,
You can
no.
go fuck yourself.
Yeah, no.
Like at that point, just Miz it. Miz has a faux hawk.
Oh yeah,
An actual faux hawk.
yeah, but that's his whole like thing. He's supposed to be like, that's his persona. He's supposed to be like a douche.
I like the Miz. He's definitely my top 5.
I know, I'm not saying he's a bad wrestler. I'm just saying like that's part of his
I
persona.
know, that's why he's in my top 5.
Okay.
God, because there's not enough like straight heels in WWE anymore, except for like Miz. So like, honestly,
And he's good at it too. Mm-hmm. Super duper good at it.
he's awesome.
So we got a couple things to throw out before we jump in to it today.
Yeah, so we got a shout out to 12 Nights at Horror.
Yeah. So big shout out and thank you to them at 12 from 12 Nights at Horror. 12 Nights at Horror is basically a community for horror and horror creators. So like if you go out to 12nightsathorror.com, they'll have like podcast recommendations for horror themed podcasts, action figures, clothings, movies. It's straight up just kind of like a virtual store yet community hangout for horror.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like I checked. Sadly, I wasn't there for the interview, or the sit down with them. But I checked out their website, and it's really cool.
Oh, yeah.
It's really cool. Like seeing all the. It's also kind of it's cool. Also, the fact seeing like there's other horror podcast enthusiasts out there.
Yeah, and we're
You know?
humbled because the guy who runs it, I don't know if I'm allowed to say his name, so I'll protect his privacy. But he reached out to us and was like, I'd really love if you guys would be on here and be part of this community. And so thank you, like that really does humble us and means a lot to us. Mm-hmm. So if you're listening, the guy behind 12 Nights of Horror, thank you so much again for bringing us on. And all of our listeners, go over to 12nightsathorror.com. I know we're obviously being biased about it, but they really do have a pretty solid website. And you can find other podcasts that are from other parts of the world that are on that website.
Yeah, all over the world.
Yeah, so go check them out, 12nightsathorror.com. And also, we got to throw a shout out to Carson again. And I said Carson again. I should have really spaced that out. To Carson again. And the entire crew over at Conspiracy Theater Podcast. They just came out with their latest episode called Bucket of Donuts. And we submit a question into them about our Voodoo and Evil Dolls episode from a couple weeks ago.
Actually, it was the most recent ones.
Yeah, but at the time that this epide's come out.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I was like, we just released them, Matt. God. Now I feel like a dick.
Good.
Like, are you still mad about the penguin thing?
A little bit.
Okay.
I'm also mad that you yelled at me that it was a monster. They're not a monster, it's a full throttle.
It is a full throttle. You asked for full throttle.
Yeah, but
I got a monster.
I am
I'm like,
so
"It's not
used
a
to us
monster."
getting monsters before we record,
just
okay?
whatever.
You were so mad about it, too. It's like, if it's not this, it's fucking effigies.
Yeah, because you said a figgies. So I'm like,
you're like, it's a fucking full throttle. Because I called it a monster like 5 times. I was like, where's my monster? There is my monster. I'm gonna get my monster. Here I come, a monster. And monster.
It's not a monster.
You're like, it's a fucking full throttle. And then you fucking went upstairs to go like grab like your chew or something.
No, it was my emergencies.
Oh yeah, you went to go grab your. Then you fucking yelled at Harrison to turn down his TV. It's like, turn on your fucking TV.
It's been a night, okay? It's been a night.
But sorry, no, we want to throw a shout out to Carson and everyone over at Conspiracy Theater for talking us up over on their latest episode called Bucket of Donuts. They really do have a very hilarious and funny podcast. So if listeners, if you haven't yet, please go over to iTunes or Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts and look up Conspiracy Theater Podcast.
Yeah, they're great. They're really funny.
Yeah. And we also got an email from a listener who asked to stay anonymous. So this person reached out to us and said, "Hi guys, I love the show, but I noticed a few things. One is I feel like you don't do a whole lot of research on certain things and just use Wikipedia for a lot of it. For example, the placement of voodoo, it did derive from Africa, not Cajun. A lot of my family is Cajun and actually practiced voodoo. If you'd like to learn more, I'd totally be down to tell you more. 2 is Matt, while your voice sounds amazing, in parentheses, this person said, almost like caramel. I don't know how that translates, but you say like a lot. So much so that I keep a tally, and so far it's up to 30 in one episode. And the third note that this person pointed out said, 3, I feel bad for Cody. Everyone keeps going to the bathroom on him. He's important too, Matt.
Yeah.
So we're gonna address each point. First off, number 1 is, yes, we totally go to Wikipedia. Like, not gonna lie. Reason for that is mostly because like Wikipedia, it's easier to avoid getting copyright claims thrown our way or not citing our sources, because Wikipedia is usually...
especially because, like, you know, one those episodes we cram a lot in, we can't cite every source.
Right.
And it's just easier to do that. And yes, we do know that, like, Wikipedia is, like, that is one of those, like, places where people can just kind of tamper with things, like, really easily, so it's not like you're going to get the actual information, but...
Yeah. Well, that and also Wikipedia is more like a public knowledge kind of thing.
Yeah. For
everyone to just tap into and read. So it's easier that way. We are...
And I also don't... And I don't know, I can't remember... I just going off that, I can't remember... I don't think we said voodoo came from Cajun.
No, I did. I said, like, I feel like it came from more of, like, a Cajun culture.
Oh, okay. I was like, we didn't say that. Like, we said it came from
because I brought up New Orleans and stuff, and I was like, what would be the name of that culture? Remember?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
What I was also going to say about that is sometimes we just go straight to Wikipedia, because there's a lot of times when we're about to record that we're already down to the wire.
Yeah, and crunch time. Wikipedia.
Yeah, and so crunch time, we can only do so much research, so Wikipedia is usually our first go-to, because more often than not, it is pretty solid. But to cross-examine all the info takes more time. So when we have listeners like you who reach out to us and say, like, hey, you were wrong, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because that helps us improve. So thank you for reaching out to us and calling us out on that.
This time.
On the second point, I have no idea when I notice I say like, except for right then. But, so I'll try to do a better job with that, to not say like so much, except for then again.
You're not going to.
It's that word. I'm going to try.
Don't.
If I could stop pooping during your reviews, I can work on that too.
Okay, I just don't want to see you sitting here the entire time looking down at the table while you enunciate every single word, and when you're about to say like, you go, and then...
I'll just get a rubber band and put it on my wrist and like, damn it. That was my sound effect for a rubber band snapping. And on the third one, I've stopped pooping during his reviews. Okay? I get it. I was a bit of a dick for doing that, and I said I'm sorry. Okay?
I still don't No.
You're like, that's nice, no, but it's not a fucking monster.
Yeah, it's the fucking full throttle.
Oh man, that's funny. But thank you.
Is it?
Thank you, listener, for reaching out to us, sending us that email, and calling us out on the things that we got wrong.
Calling you out?
We're in this together. I'm saying you didn't correct me when I said Cajun either. Okay. So you're at least somewhat in this boat with me.
I'm just talking about how 2 of the 3 points are about you.
In this particular boat, I'm the captain, and you're just like looking out for icebergs at this point. So, okay.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to see the iceberg and go, well,
I fucking told you.
It's not a fucking monster now, is it?
It's a fucking full throttle iceberg. Man, I hope Full Throttle sponsors us. I don't even know who they sponsor.
I don't
They
know.
should sponsor us.
Some kind of fighting business?
Maybe. It's not like MMA.
It could be like, maybe it's porn. Like, I'm going to full throttle this dick in your head.
What if it's like MMA mixed with porn?
The loser has to suck dick.
Or the winner.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's porn, I mean...
They could be,
I really do think that we have like a
Power
hidden
bottom.
career in like the porn industry. Because we keep coming up with great ideas for porn. I'm just saying, like, we got something here, alright? We should make like the first podcast porn. Like, we should just get like a chick and a dude out a porn via like audio.
I don't want to be here for that.
I'm just saying, I bet anything there's people that would pay top dollar for that shit.
Just to hear it?
Yeah.
Just hear
Just for
porn.
the sound.
And that's my dick in her ass. That's my ball slapping against her.
I'm gonna get it like a boot and put pudding in it and be like, now this is me going down her throat. Over here at the Punk Rock Horror Podcast, we are your number one destination for Christian family friendly humor
Family friendly anal beads.
And this one has Winnie the Pooh on it, and this one has
And
Peter Pan.
and the one that doesn't get to enter is Eeyore, because he's sad.
He's the smallest. Well, no, I guess Piglet would have to be the smallest bead.
Piglet's the first one.
Oh.
Got to start off small. Because like
And then
Piglet, then Roo.
And then we need to make like an anal bead that's like all disfigured and all over the place, and that would be the Goofy limited edition one. Like,
I'm about to yuck your ass.
Oh my god. I'm really starting to regret that our parents listen to this. Oh man.
All right.
Do you want me to share my shower thought for today, or?
I would say honestly that was almost a great lead into like our content.
Okay, let's just go straight into
Goofy,
the content.
They're animals, and we're talking about animals in horror.
Also known as natural horror.
Or creature features, which is weird to me.
Well, I guess because like when it's
No.
not. Okay, you're just really still upset about the whole me confusing Full Throttle with Monster thing,
Seriously,
aren't you?
just get it right.
You're just fucking angry. Just mad at the world today. Oh man.
Well,
I don't know. Do you want me to share my shower thought, or?
sure.
I mean, we're at like
Yes.
14 minutes. I can share it real quick. We can see if we can talk about it real quick.
Okay.
So my shower thought that I had recently is like, so this one's gonna be a little convoluted.
They always are.
So, God damn it!
Did you delete it?
No, I got an upsetting text.
Yeah.
You too? Yeah. Well, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Every time.
So
This is why we can't do anything fun.
So here's my theory. Okay. Hear me out. So, you know how sometimes you go to sleep and you wake up and like you're sore in weird places, right?
Yes.
And a lot of that is easily explained, right?
No.
Okay. And the things that aren't. So, what if there's a reason for that? Because it is an actual cover-up. Because what if we're actual cyborgs created by aliens? Now, hear me out. Follow me along with this. So, what do we perceive as cyborgs? things that are like mostly like human and robot, right?
Yes.
Boom. But what if an alien propaganda came around to make us believe that's what cyborgs are? And cyborgs are originally what we're made of, which is bone, flesh, and like atoms and everything. You get what I'm saying? Like nerve endings. You follow me so far?
Yes.
So what if we're supposed to believe it's like half robot and half human flesh so we don't catch on? And the reason that we're so sore is because every night we go to sleep, our backs get opened up by the aliens who made us to continue to do updates and to fix our gears. But we don't see them as the gears that we know that are actually gears, but there are actually bones. And bones to aliens are gears, whereas gears are to us.
So what you're saying is that we have shitty alien overlords in our lives.
Yeah, and so like the reason we wake up sore every day is because like say if you have a kink in your back, it's because the guy who does maintenance, the alien who does maintenance on you, put in a screw the wrong way. Right? But you don't notice it because it's just part of your anatomy. Like, you just believe it's just normal part of your anatomy. But an alien looks at it and be like, well, here's your problem here.
I think you spent too much time in the shower on this one.
I just feel like this is a really a really good shower thought. Like, because if you think about it, like, you know, when you look at a goldfish looks at us like we're wet, right? Same thing. Like, what if we're the ant under the boot? You feel me?
Yeah, but I don't think they would spend that much time creating all of these people.
But what if they're just testing models? Like, what if each one of us is a different model? Like, that explains why there's different ethnicities and, you know, different genetics. What if each one is a different update, different bugs? And they're like, oh, okay, well, this model died from this disease, so obviously we got to work a way out around this. And so and I know you can bring up like, well, then why do we have doctors? Because
they're aliens.
Exactly. Or doctors are also more highly upgraded cyborgs.
But in that case, because when you think about it, they would want to dispose of like the bad cyborgs, right, and everything.
Right.
So then there shouldn't ever be mental disease or anything.
But that's what I'm saying. What if that's like a virus that went into the system and corrupted it?
Then they would have disposed of all of that.
But what if they're still figuring out the kinks? Like, we're supposed to believe that aliens are advanced, but what if they're not really that advanced?
They're advanced enough to make human beings, but they're not... Yeah.
Exactly, they're advanced enough to make human beings that have dysfunction and go to war. I'm just saying. This is like a weird thought I had in the shower. It's the whole point of this.
I disagree.
To all our listeners out there, if you have any opinions on my theory or just think it's fucking weird and dumb, please feel free to send in your email with your thoughts to our podcast.
Just say that was like borderline flat Earth to me.
Yeah, but mine's a little more inventive. I'm just saying, mine's more fun. I don't honestly believe we're all fucking cyborgs. It's just a shower thought.
Don't lie. That means somewhere deep down inside you truly believe that there's an alien that comes up to you in the middle of the night
because I'd like to know.
Goes, tweak.
I just think it'd be cool because I'd like to know that I had the potential to have a laser cannon if I so choose so. But then that goes against like my whole theory because then I'm supposed to believe that. If you have thoughts on this, please send your thoughts into punkrockhorrorpodcast@gmail.com. So that's my shower thought for the day.
And now we're going to talk about animals.
Now let's bring it more back down to earth. Let's get outside of Matt's crazy wacko brain and bring it down to the real world where we can talk about horror. So,
Yay.
as we discussed, we were talking about natural horror, also known as creature features, which is a subgenre of horror films that features natural forces, typically in the form of animals or plants, that pose a threat to human characters.
Sorry, I'm just saying, why plants? Why does it have to be plants? Because that means that the happening.
I was thinking Little Shop of Horrors.
But isn't it an alien?
I think it's like an alien that like grows into it's like an alien plant, I think.
I don't know.
I think we need to watch Little Shop of Horrors again. But that's what I thought of. I thought of Little Shop of Horrors when I read that.
I know. Anyways, okay. Though killer animals in films have existed since the release of The Lost World in 1925. Ugh. God, you're passing on your burps to me now in the middle of my sentences.
You're welcome.
I hate it. Two of the first motion pictures to garner mainstream success with a nature run amok premise were The Birds, directed by Alfred Hitchcock and released in 1963, and Jaws, directed by Steven Spielberg and released in 1975. Following Jaws, numerous horror films of a similar narrative were produced, including Grizzly, 1976, Piranha, 1978, and Alligator, 1980. Today, natural horror films are still produced with varying tones, such as Birdemic, Shock and Terror, 2008, and The Shallows, 2016.
Some suggestions that it is...
Notice another one that we could have put in there?
What?
Just to kind of call out all the way back to the Denver podcast.
The frog. Oh, frogs, yeah.
Frogs.
Yeah, we should have totally done that. So let's just talk about that first. Let's talk about, like, the craze of animals and horror. See, and let's just discuss that. So, well, the plants one is without a doubt the weirdest out of that whole entire description. Just because, like, again, the only thing I can think of aside from the happening is Little Shop of Horrors, where there's plants trying to kill people.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you could make the argument for that one Goosebumps story where it's like, don't go into the basement.
Oh yeah, there's that one.
But that's
like the only other one that I could think of, like the only latest one it's not even a movie. It's The Last of Us.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's all fungus.
Yeah, because all the characters in that one.
All the zombies are killed off by a fungus. Like they're a fungus.
And so, I mean, we had a hard time figuring out like what are some really good terrifying ones. So we did actually go to like Twitter and Facebook for a listener participation corner this time. Don't worry, we didn't forget everyone. And so we reached out to a couple places.
Ratchet.
So to get some answers on this one. So first off, on our Twitter, we asked all you ghouls and gall. I'm just fucking up tonight real bad.
Dude, seriously.
I need to get my shit together.
Come on.
We asked everyone on our Twitter, ghouls and gals, this Saturday we'll be talking about animals in horror movies. So here's the question. Do you have horror movies that has an animal in the lead that terrified you, or still does, and why? And from Art of the Crow responded, in horror movies that have the animals as the bad guy have never scared me. But if we talked about the horror games, I would have to say the dogs in Resident Evil 1. When it first came out as a kid, those things fucked me up, which we agree. Mm-hmm. From our very own Anna, at Anna Keeson on Twitter, I named one of my cats after Church from Pet Sematary. To which she followed up saying, unfortunately, he died the same way the little boy did. ... Spooky.
Shut up, Anna.
From Melissa R. Middleton at Melissa, she said, the black cat in the second story of Tales from the Dark Side freaked meow out. She did put the meow. So, and I gave a little appreciation for that because I was like, okay, that's a successful pun. I'll do that. From Court Jester at Served Wit Butter. That's how it's said, and I love it.
I know, that's great.
Served Wit Butter. Well, it's not a horror movie, but the walking fish from Junji Ito's Gyo, or Gyo, it's Gyo, always find a way to fuck me up. There's just something so creepy about the legs. To which I will agree, because I did look up pictures of it, and that shit is kind of pretty freaky.
It's like a reverse merman.
And we did reach out to everyone in 12 Nights of Horror DM group that we're a part of. Unfortunately, we weren't able to save the responses at this time, so we'll make up for it, make up to you guys next time. We apologize for that. But going over to our Facebook,
Marcia, she asked, "Do the bees in Candyman count?" We'll count it.
Yeah, because that's part.
Well, I mean, because it's part of him.
Yeah.
So.
And it is. I mean, it's an animal. If it well, I guess you could argue insect. Either way, but if it terrified you, we'll allow it.
Yeah. And then Aaron, Mad Pooper.
It's Aaron. It's Aaron, Mad Pooper, Lynchwich, Zach Bagans, the first.
McGarry. She said the Meg, which is a more recent one. I still need to see that. I want to see it so bad. It looks.
I heard it's not as gory.
No, it's PG-13.
I know, but I was really hoping for gore for this one.
Oh, I think it should have been, but
no, I still want to see
it. Looks like
definitely
really corny and great. I mean, it's Jason Statham and Dwight Schrute fighting a giant shark.
Yeah. I mean, how can you not like that?
And then Lauren, she said, arachnophobia scared the hell out of me. It's the reason why I'm terrified of spiders. Never again will I watch that movie. But it's being remade.
Suffer.
What, do you have one that like really scared you?
I mean, for me, I would have to pick snakes. Because snakes have always been kind of a fear of mine throughout my entire life.
Yeah, so it's like Anaconda.
Yeah, that's actually what I was going to say was Anaconda was the one that really freaked me out. Because, like, the scene that bothered me the most in that was, I guess it's the whole entire part of the movie is when they're in, I think it's like it's that abandoned warehouse or like
near the end,
green room, you know, and there's like fucking snakes everywhere. Mm-hmm. That shit first bothered me, and then when you actually finally see the whole anaconda, like its whole body as it wraps around John Boy's character and like regurgitates him back up, I was just like,
yeah, that was the best thing ever.
to my little like 7-year-old, 8-year-old mind, I was like, oh my god.
Well, like for me with that movie, like that, it did creep me out a bit, but I had laughed when it spat the monkey back out at him.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
in the beginning, like, they shoot the monkey and it eats it, and then it just goes, what the...
Explain like that, it's far funnier. But that made me, like, start go on, like, a binge to watching, like, giant, terrifying snake movies. Like, even ones on sci-fi where, like, there was one where it's, like, a giant, like, king cobra.
Oh,
or I think it was, like, the
python. Like
no, it's not... well, that one, too. But this one was, like... It was, like, a cobra mixed with, like, a rattlesnake, and it was, like, a giant one. And, like, it had a full body model of it, like... But then, and then the python, like, that giant fucking python.
Yeah.
That one was really funny, because, like, when when I was younger, we moved to a new house, and, like, my dad was home from work this day, and so, like, we went to, I think it was, like, King Soopers, and we just rented a movie, and I was like, hey, Dad, can I get, like, a horror movie? And he's like... yeah, sure, you're just going to let me check it out first. I'm like, okay. And so I found that one that you were talking about, the big, huge fucking python. He's like, yeah, this is fine, whatever. So I brought it home. Never seen it for the first time, obviously. But when I did finally watch it... So, what I didn't realize younger when it comes to horror is that, oh my god, there was a lot of sex scenes in the 90s when it came to horror movies.
Oh, yeah.
In this one of the opening scenes is 2 chicks going at it, full fucking bare-chested. And then, like, I don't know what I was doing, but, like, I got distracted, and my dad's like, what are you watching? And I turned around, and it's just, like, these 2 busty chicks, like, kissing and making out with each other, and I was like, I swear to God, this is a horror movie. This isn't porn, Dad. I swear. And he's like, I'm like, no, I fucking mean it. Just, like, keep watching. I guarantee it. I'm, like, freaking out as a kid. I'm just like, please bring a giant snake that eats them. Like, so bad. Never before have I wanted to see a giant snake eat 2 chicks. Like, just to, like, my dad would whoop my ass or anything. And be like, you're not fucking watching this again. So, what about you, Cody? What's an animal that scared you?
Honestly, for me, it would probably Jaws.
That's a solid pick.
Yeah, mostly just because, like, so I had that irrational fear where, like, after I watched Jaws, I always thought, like, when you go into the pool, you know, I never wanted to go in the deep end because I'm like, there's a shark down there. I fucking know. Even if I wore my goggles, I'm like, you know, you'd see the little, like, the filtration units.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm like, that's a hole for a shark. I know it. There's going to be a great white that comes out of there, and it's going to eat me if I go to the deep end. Like, super irrational fear. There's no fucking way. Like, not big enough for it to swim in, and also, you know, chlorine. But, like, when you're a kid and you just got done watching a giant shark eat people.
It's hard not to.
Yeah. But, like... Yeah, because, like, I didn't ever watch a whole lot of, like, animal horror. But that's the only one that really sticks with me was Jaws. And I saw Arachnophobia, but that didn't really scare me a whole lot. It did make me check my football helmet, like, 80,000 times before I ever put it on, though. I was just like, Cody, get your helmet on, let's go!
You just, like, grab, like, a hammer from the garage and just, like, hammer the inside of your helmet really quick all over the place. Like, ding, 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 ding. All right, I'm good.
It's dead. It's good. Ah!
I do it!
But yeah, no, like, I would definitely have to say Jaws. Like, because Anaconda didn't really get me too bad. I never really had, like, a huge fear of snakes because I think me and my brother
Right.
When we actually got along, we'd always catch gardener snakes.
Right.
So, but spiders, I never liked spiders. They never really terrified me. I don't like them.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, snakes, the reason I always had, like, a fear of, like, snakes, and it made me scared of, like, snakes in horror movies, was because, like, when I was younger, like, I suffered from, like, and I still do, but when I was younger, I suffered from, like, nightmares of snakes all the time. So I would have nightmares where I'd be falling into, like, pits of venomous snakes, and it'd just all bite me and take turns biting me. Or, like, I'd be walking on a trail in my nightmares, and I would slowly start to see more and more snakes, like, venomous snakes coming at me, trying to bite me, peeking out of, like, corners from the ground and, like, bushes, and, like, I had so many nightmares of that it made me just naturally, like, afraid of snakes when I was younger. These days, I'm not as bad because I took the opportunity to expose myself to documentaries and movies of snakes to get more used to it. So now,
you just watch snakes on a plane on repeat for like 3 days.
Yeah, kind of. So I more so get creeped out by them, but I'm not terrified of them. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to, like, try to attack and kill a snake if I see one.
Bat! That's a bat snake!
But it's just, I mean, I think what we're getting at and what we got from our listener participation corner, which, by the way, thank you for everyone who participated in our listener participation corner, where you can get a participation award and be proud of it. So,
I still don't think they should get it. I don't like handing out, you did it! Here's a ribbon for just participating.
But they did the full 100% like what they're supposed to do.
Then, no.
Anyways, but I think what we're getting at here is that there's an underlying fear of being scared of the animals that exist in our world when they actually do decide to turn and come after you.
Yeah, I think especially, like, the one that I'm actually surprised I didn't see in any of the listener participation ones, and, like, is, like, any, except for cats.
Yeah.
Because, like, Cujo or any of, like...
Right, and I thought we were going to get a lot of Cujo, because I know a lot of people that were terrified of that movie, Cujo.
Mm-hmm.
Or even...
it's like, the family best friend turns evil. Like, that's a scary thing.
Although we did get 2 cats, so I'm just saying...
But everyone knows cats are evil.
Yeah, and all dogs go to heaven, 1 and 2. Ba-boom! Just kidding. We're not saying all cats go to hell. It's just a good joke.
I am.
I don't know who the fuck I'm apologizing to.
I know.
Like, who's gonna get fucking angry about that, right?
Your wife.
Like, yeah, okay, besides her, whatever.
Dev might.
It's... Ooh. The people we know.
I know. I'm so glad they do listen to our podcast. I got them so much.
Although I really do hope we get a listener who emails us in and be like, how fucking dare you suggest that cats go to hell, you motherfucker.
Except you, James. While I do appreciate when you actually, like, correct us on things, I do appreciate that, like the Carrie thing, even though I corrected us in the following episode.
But no,
we got that.
That's nice when even if whether it's a listener we do or don't know, when they do correct us on it, it keeps us on our toes and keeps us.
I'm just saying, except James for this moment, because I could see him doing it just to do it.
He would, just to get a giggle out of it, just to poke at us, to get us to get a giggle out of it.
We love you, James.
I'm also surprised that no one suggested, like, alligators or crocodiles.
Yeah, well,
because, like,
I know, like
Lake Placid and Alligator and Primeval.
Yeah, especially because Primeval was actually based off a true.
Yeah, but they totally over-exaggerated everything in the movie. But of course they're going to do that.
Yeah, they Hollywoodized it, but still.
But, like, this touches on to the next point, which is, when I did this research, because I actually did, funny enough, I did go to more than one place for this. I didn't just do Wikipedia to do research on this.
Research?
What did I say?
Research? I did research on this.
I did research on this with my laptop. Okay, so cute and adorable. If you're still listening after that really fucking annoying voice, I applaud you. We both do. But from
they knew what they were getting into. Let's be honest.
I should just talk like that during our live show in October.
Please don't.
Hi everyone, welcome to your podcast.
This is how I actually talk.
We suck at ass.
Are you making fun of me?
You chicken fucker. Okay. Anyway, so from the research that I gathered is that there's some suggestions that it is an evolutionary kind of like pulling on your strings to survive a flight or fight response when you get confronted by, you know, animals that are actually coming to kill you. So whether it's like a bear attack or shark attack or a snake attack, like you either have the response to run away from it or to fight it, and more often than not it seems to be running away from it. And you can even
I'm not gonna fight a giant fucking grizzly bear. Fuck that. All I know is I just gotta outrun whoever I'm with.
This isn't Russia. We can't do that. This is Colorado.
I'm not Zangief, goddammit. I can't pile drive bears in my sleep.
Well, I mean, you could even also argue that you're finally being made to face the fear of the unknown. You know, and this goes back to, like, Jaws and Lake Placid, because, like, I want to bring up Lake Placid because one of the most, like, iconic, like, shots in that movie is when they're underwater and it's all murky and, like, you know, there's timber and, like, just, it's murky water, and then you see the snout of that fucking alligator, crocodile, like, come up as it opens its teeth, get ready to chop down on the protagonist. Yeah. Like, that shot, when you see it for the very first time, is actually very unnerving and, like, oh my god. Like,
and now I gotta go change my pages.
Well, and so yeah, I agree with that. I was with that same in the research, not just because I wrote it down, but because it makes sense. Because it's like we can disassociate being terrified reasonably from a demon possessing you.
Yeah.
As to, you know, a giant fucking snake wrapping around you and regurgitating you back up.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also just because like that's more real. Like, to most people, and I think that's why, like, it's definitely more scary, because, like, that can actually happen to someone, you know, like being attacked by a bear, being attacked by a mountain lion,
or even worst case scenario, being so vulnerable that you're in the ocean, and you're basically waiting to become shark food.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I still say Open Water is a garbage movie.
I mean, I didn't want to see it. Like, I get why it's terrifying, but I also didn't want to, like, watch two people just sit in one spot.
I know, I was just like...
I mean, I get why it's terrifying, and I think it's based on a true story. I don't remember, but...
I fell asleep.
Are the white people dead yet?
Yeah, you know. Well, like, I never wanted to see it. Like, everything is like... I heard a lot of people like, it's so scary. It's the scariest shark movie since Jaws. No, it's not. No, it's not. Like, I totally get it's like if you actually have a fear of water, you know, like open water and stuff like that, how that movie could be unsettling. But, like, I was so bored at, like, halfway. The best part of it is the first 5 minutes you just see your tits. That's the only thing I remember from that movie.
Well, touching on to, like, what you said about water, like that, like, when you think about it, like, when you're, like, swimming in a lake or an ocean, like, close to shore, when something brushes by your leg, like, you get freaked out. Because it goes back to the whole fear of the unknown. Yeah. Like, obviously, it's not the megalodon-sized shark, but...
Which might still exist.
We're just saying. But it feels like it could be a megalodon-sized shark. Yeah. Like, in your head. And so it's...
Sorry, I'm just imagining someone's like, oh my god, it's a megalodon. Oh, no, that's just a 25-foot great white. You're okay. What?
Yum. Chomp.
Yeah, it's just like, no, it's just 25-footer. All right, you know,
well,
just a 25-footer, my ass.
Just shut the fuck up. But no, it's kind of terrifying because it's like you're facing something it's a normal routine. So for, like, Josh, it's kind of like a normal routine for a shark to fucking eat something the size of a seal, or in Lake Placid, you know, like going back to Lake Placid again, where the alligator jumps out of the lake to eat the grizzly bear. Remember that scene? Yeah. Like, that's normal for it. For us, that's fucking terrifying.
Yeah. Could you actually imagine seeing that shit? Exactly. Like, you're just, like, sitting there, and then just, like, a giant-ass saltwater crocodile comes out of nowhere, eats a grizzly bear. Yeah. You're just... I was just like... Yeah, honey, we gotta move.
We're now an indoor family.
Yeah. Get the cats. Get the cats.
Where's all the... Well, now we're down to 3 cats.
Yeah, it's like... No. selling the house.
Just,
well, you said you wanted a lake house. You said you wanted a lake house, and I would have never agreed to move here. That fucking thing. If I knew about that.
You're right. I did agree to a lake house, not a fucking exhibit in Jurassic Park.
I don't want to be Nessie's here second meal for the night.
Look, as much as I love when Batman versus Killer Croc, I don't want to be Batman right now.
Yeah. I don't have the gadgets.
Okay? I don't know enough kung fu to fight that fucking thing. And that thing is far more terrifying than your mother.
Now let's get the fuck out.
We need to write our own comedy version of Lake Placid.
Of course, there's always that one person who's like sitting, that has the house where the grizzly bear got eaten, and they're just sitting on the porch. Yep, that's just typical Tuesday.
What if let's turn that on its head. What if those people actually have a pet grizzly bear? like, hey, where's Barry? And he's just like fucking see. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's saying hi to those next people. Oh, I should go tell him to not be afraid of him. He's just saying hi. He's all bark, no bite. Hey, honey, what's that bubbling? No. Oh my God, Barry.
No.
Oh man. But what the fuck was I even saying?
I don't know.
Oh no. But so it's terrifying. I think it's terrifying when you face a creature that's after to eat you, because it's normal routine where it's like, so for example, when someone chooses to go hunting, they're choosing to go hunting.
Yeah.
They don't have to go hunt to survive.
Yeah.
Because you can just go to McDonald's or fucking King Supers or local grocery store or whatever, right? But for an animal, that's how it eats. Yeah. There is no other option.
And there's no mercy.
Yeah.
Like, when you think about it, like, if it's coming to eat you, like, that's it. Like, that's its number one goal.
It's ready. And it could be ready to die to try to eat you. Mm-hmm. For you don't have that mentality right then and there.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's terrifying, because you're facing something that's like, I'm built to fucking kill something like you, and I am going to fucking kill you. And so when we see movies like Jaws or Lake Placid or Anaconda, it's like, the humans become the ant under the boot.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's what makes those movies terrifying. I think that's what's really scary. But what's really funny about this genre itself, though, is that there's just as much people who aren't scared of it who are. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think I think it can also be not so scary because we are familiar with it and have easier ways to combat, like a bear attack or treat a snake bite, as compared to, again, like a demon possessing you or a cult hunting you down, or like a serial killer hunting you down. Like, yeah, you could say, well, I'll just grab my gun to kill a serial killer. And that's true. That's fucking true. That's a way to combat that. But it's like, you know, we have tools to scare away a bear, you know, because there's bear spray and shit like that. And so I think
bear spray? If you want to get close enough to chop that bear's nuts off,
it's actual like scissors. They teach you classes how to wrangle the bear, like you hold down its head with your legs, and you're just like,
now who's the bitch?
And that's how the Johnsons got their pet Barry before it got eaten by the alligator from Lake Placid. And he just never left.
Just never left.
But I think that's why a lot of people don't get scared by animals in horror, because we're familiar with it. We know that they exist.
Yeah, well, I think also another thing is that most people don't get afraid of like animals in horror and stuff like that. It's because like it's almost like that sympathy thing, like that over sympathize with the animal.
Yeah, sense, like the furrier it is, where it's like it's easier to be scared. Again, it's easier to be scared of like Anaconda and crocodile from Lake Placid and Jaws, because they don't have fur. They're mostly like teeth and just like scales and
baby versions of them aren't that cute.
I mean, I would argue that, but
I wouldn't. Baby snake just looks like a legit smaller version of that snake.
But what if you put a little party hat on it?
It's still gonna want to eat you.
No, it's not. It's gonna want to go to a party and eat cupcakes.
Do you feed snake cupcakes? Because that's bad for their digestion.
I don't get. Yeah, I actually go to the local zoo here. They're just like fuck, not this guy again. And I just roll up like on a little bicycle with like a basket.
I got my cupcakes for the snakes.
Hey guys, I'm here to see Jeffrey again. Who's this? Matt, we told you can't be here. Like, this isn't okay. It's not good for their diet. Oh, but I know the snakes want it.
Yeah, he loves his cupcakes. Jeffrey.
And like Jeffrey like curls up, like stands up, and is like winking at me. He's like, "Hey, Matt," and then bites my face.
Yeah, I've been tired of your cupcakes for a really fucking long time.
I am a fucking reptile. Give me a goddamn mouse.
And that mouse is now your face. And then Matt's fear of snakes starts happening all over again.
Yeah, just back from square one again. Like, but I think that's why we're not scared of animals, is because we know they exist. We can study them. It's easier to understand them as versus to, again, like cults. It's hard to just get into the mindset of why someone would have a cult and want to hunt others down, or a fucking demon possessing you.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's why it's far more terrifying in that sense. And also not terrifying, if you get what I'm getting at. Mm-hmm. I mean, this was such a hard topic to do research on, because when you really look into it, like, you know, creature features, natural horror gets roped into monster movies like Godzilla and Jurassic Park and Cloverfield. And
well, and I think another thing that's really hard with this is that it's almost like, also like blends. I know of more like comedy horror featuring animals than like actual horror movies featuring animals.
Like what?
Black Sheep.
I don't think I've ever seen Black Sheep.
Oh my god, it's the best thing ever. It's literally a black sheep that eats people and turns other sheep like basically into zombie sheep.
We need to watch this. But now talking about that makes me think of Zombieverse.
Yeah, Zombieverse. Like, when you think about it, it's always like a really low budget B-rated movie.
Or fucking our favorite, like, terrible, like, holiday horror movie ever, Thanksgiving.
Thanks. You just got stuffed. That poor girl's movie career was done after that.
Oh no.
Like, when you think about that.
Was it really?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm fairly certain it was. Like, yeah, I don't even know her name, but she like probably went in to like try an audition. She's probably was probably going to be like the greatest actress in the world, and she's like auditioning for like Titanic, like for the main, like for the part of Rose, and they're like, "Oh, we see here that you're in Thanksgiving. What part did you do in that?" Yeah, let's not talk about that. Oh, you got fucked by the turkey. Yeah, sorry, we want Rose to be a rose. Like,
not a cream pie?
Not a turkey cream pie.
We were going to set that up for a good joke. We didn't have one. So, listeners, just kind of like fill in the blanks with your own joke and act like we made the joke, and then thank you.
You're welcome. But, yeah, no, because when I was looking for my movie, like, I could only think of the ones that I already saw. Really, like, because I only really had access to Netflix, and, like, I was looking through Netflix and the horror movies, and, like, I was thinking about doing 47 Meters Down, because I watched that, and I did not like that movie.
You didn't?
No. Like,
I thought Mandy Moore as an protagonist was a weird choice.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was a little more interesting just because I don't really attach her to horror.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. It's just because I was trying to find something that wasn't about sharks, because like that most people when they think about like horror movies that use animals, they think Jaws, Deep Blue Sea, like always sharks, The Meg. Sharks and spiders and snakes. And so I was really trying to find something, but I could not find one that was like a regular animal, because most of them were like monsters, like the chupacabra and stuff like that. Like,
well, and one that we can even like throw in would be the relic, because the relic is a mutated lizard. Mm-hmm. Like, it's still an animal, it's just mutated. And the reason I bring that up is because when we think about like creature features, when we think about natural horror, the animal has to be like mutated or giant or vicious in some sort of way.
It's usually like an allegory for like an actual event that's happened, like
but
Godzilla.
What's funny is that no one really mentions like Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven.
Yeah, and that was like
that's like one.
Well, it wasn't a movie.
No, but still, like we could still tie that in with like natural horror, like
because it's a man being haunted by a raven.
Exactly, or even the birds from fucking Alfred Hitchcock. Like it's, I mean, there's natural horror in classic literature. I mean, because even like you just saw, like in our listener participation corner, we had two mentions about cats.
Yeah.
Like.
And, like, another thing when I think about cats also, I think, like, cat people, sleepwalkers.
Yeah.
It's always, like, a demon that takes the form of a cat.
Right.
Like...
Well, I mean, even if you look at, like...
Or the Vivitch.
The Vivitch? The witch?
It's an evil goat. The goat is Satan.
Yeah. Spoil it for everyone, why don't you?
It's been how long enough?
No, it hasn't.
I don't know.
It fucking... No.
Okay, and when you think of a witch and you think goat... Satan comes to mind.
Well, and that's what I was going to bring up, is like, even if we look at religious texts, like, animals are usually depicted as some sort of metaphor for something else. Mm-hmm. So, like, you have your dove, which is obviously, like, part of the Holy Trinity. Shout out to Megan. Or not Megan. Fucking... What was I going to say? I just had a huge fucking brain fart. So, anyways, I'll come back to it. Man. So, I was going to... but fucking, like, we got the dove that's depicted as, like, metaphor for light and hope, basically. Or salvation. And then you have the goat, who's depicted as the head of Satan. Mm-hmm. Like, which is usually bad, boogity boogity, scary.
Which I still don't understand why a goat.
Oh, it's because it's, I guess because the goat's head makes the 5 points of,
that makes sense.
Of the pentagram.
That makes sense.
Because, like, horns,
the horns,
ears,
and then the beard.
Yeah, the snout. Mm-hmm. So, that's why. And also because, if I remember right, depictions of Lucifer in old religious texts is that he's depicted to have the head of a goat. Mm. Like, because whenever you see depictions of Lucifer, he has those horns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why. So that's why where the whole sacrificing of goats came to be and whatnot.
You tricked me, you bitch.
Shout out to our Drag Me to Hell review.
Yeah, sorry.
Bitch.
But, yeah, no, I think I don't know, like I said, like, because for me, the animal horror doesn't scare me. And, like, I kind of, like, it's kind of sucks. Because, like, I feel like it's almost like an untapped thing, especially if you, like, branch out to more animals. Because it's always sharks. Like, that's all the first thing that I came up
I would fucking love to see a new, like, horror movie that had, like, actually terrifying snakes in it, or an actual, like, dope-ass alligator in it. You know what I'm saying?
Or, like, so a coworker of mine actually brought up, he was like, it's one animal that's never touched on in this kind of stuff, and they're fucking assholes, is moose. No, dead serious, dude.
No, I know, but...
I know, it's... Because that's the thing, is, like, when you think about that, like... If you were to think of a horror movie that had a moose in it, like, it'd be kind of comedic.
Yeah.
That's, like, it'd be really hard to pull off.
Right.
But, like, that's kind of like one of those things, like, is when you think of, like, a horror movie with an animal, it's always a shark, just because that's so been ingrained in our heads, like, so much. Or, like, back in the 90s, snakes and alligators was a big thing with Lake Placid, Primal, Primeval. And,
you know what's another one that no one ever brings up that actually won awards in its book, and I think won awards as a movie adaptation, I can't remember, is Congo.
Yeah. I remember seeing that when I first, like, was little.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, fucking right. Congo's intense with its fucking murderous apes.
Yeah.
Like, it was Planet of the Apes running for its money for sure.
Well, I mean, with Planet of the Apes, it's like more fighting for their freedom.
But it could still get roped in with creature feature.
It can.
Or not creature feature, natural horror.
Just not the reboots.
Really, I like the reboots.
No, I like they're great.
Oh no, I get what you mean, because they put it at more of a humane level.
Yeah.
No, I totally relatable, more humane. I get what you're saying now. Sorry. Yeah. But no, like, even Congo was, like, terrifying because it's. I mean, it's a fucking animal that has appendages.
Mm-hmm. And that can literally tear your arms off in real life too.
Yeah, basically.
Now he's one-armed Charlie.
Yeah, and for any of you making a Harambe reference right now, shame on you.
Seriously,
let it go.
It's just a fucking gorilla.
Whoa.
Sorry, that whole entire thing pissed me off so much. I'm like, I'm team people.
I was more against people at that point. I don't remember actually why. I had a good point about it. It's old. It's fuck it.
It's old. I think that was the fact that it got as popular as it did is ridiculous.
It's old and done with, and it's sad enough as is.
Harambe. Dicks out for shut the fuck up.
I still don't even fucking understand what that means.
Frat bros, dude.
I was like, do you guys jerk off to gorillas or something? Fucking, like, what the fuck? Like, do you mean dicks out for Harambe?
I don't know.
Like, I could understand being like, pour 40 for Harambe, whatever, or something like that.
I don't know. When that whole entire thing kind of went around, I kind of took a social media
I don't blame you.
I was just like, and I'm done with Facebook for a while.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like that's another thing. Like, fucking like, in the jungle, it's always like an anaconda or something like that. Why can't it be like a silverback? Like,
right?
And you can even make it to where like, when you think about it, silverback gorillas are extremely territorial.
Yeah.
So like, it could even be something along those lines.
Oh yeah, they'll fucking kill you.
Mm-hmm.
They're strong.
Like, it doesn't even have to be a mutated or an evil possessed gorilla. No. It's just the fact that someone's encroaching on the territory, so it starts hunting them down.
Well, I mean, if we think about it, all the way back in, what was it, like 1940 or something, like when the first King Kong came out.
Yeah.
That was fucking terrifying. That was a natural horror. Because, like, for everyone back then, like, it's a giant-ass fucking gorilla destroying New York. Or, quote-unquote, destroying New York. And it's like, it's like, that shit's terrifying. And it's like, it just, like, I just want to see a resurgence in natural horror. I want to see more terrifying animals, like, tear up shit. Like, I love Sharknado. Sharknado's funny. But, but I just fucking want to see just an actual, like, more good horror movie centered around animals. And even if it's not terrifying, something that has fun with it. Kind of like The Meg.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
you can tell that was just a fun movie.
Yeah, or like Snakes on a Plane. Like, fucking, you can tell that was supposed to be a fun movie too. Although, the like I told you before, the FX, like, TV censored of it is so funny because I told you, like, what they say.
Monkey fighting snakes on this
monkey fighting plane. Instead of saying motherfucking, they have to say, I'm tired of these monkey fighting snakes on this monkey fighting plane. And then, like, fucking at the end of, like, Snakes on a Plane, when it's the, like, censored version, like, you know how that cobra comes down and tries to bite him?
Yeah.
Like, but he has, like, the bulletproof vest on. Mm-hmm. And he's just... Samuel Jackson looks at him and, like, in the unedited version, he's like, hurts like a bitch, don't it? or he's like, hurts like shit, don't it? But in the edited version, he's just like, hurts like a shark, don't it? And I'm just like... How would you fucking know that? How could you say that so it'd be like, hurts like a shark, don't it?
I don't know. That's my favorite edited thing is still Dumb and Dumber when he's like, when Jim Carrey says, you can kiss my ass. Instead it says sandwich, so he's screaming, like, his mouthing ass, but goes, you can kiss my sandwich! It's so fucking funny. Way off topic, but...
You can kiss my sandwich. Oh man, if someone comes to our live show and says you can kiss my sandwich to us, I will give you a hug. Straight up.
I'll give you a hug if you have a friend behind you say sandwich and you mouth ass.
Yeah, if we have two people come to our live showing who are willing to work together to where you both dress up as fucking Jim Carrey's character from Dumb and Dumber. And you both work it together where one of you mouths the word ass, but the other one says sandwich from behind. We're bringing you on the podcast. Like, we're going to give you a badass giveaway. I don't know what we're going to do, but that deserves an award of some sort. Oh, man. But we're at the end of this one.
Yeah. You know what's kind of funny, though? What? Like, I'm a little sad with myself, but, like I said, like, I kind of, like, a little tired of, like, seeing all these shark movies, because we did have a resurgence in shark movies.
Yeah.
47 Meters Down, The Shallows, The Meg now.
Yeah.
Like, even though it's, like, you know, kind of a new take on it with the whole, it's like, it's an extinct shark.
Right.
But, like...
And the last Sharknado.
Yeah. But the fact that I chose a shark movie I'm just like, I'm so disappointed in myself. But
I'm not.
Okay,
I think you made a solid choice.
But I liked my movie. I actually still enjoy it. Like, I was watching the entire time I was watching, I was like,
this could be great.
Yeah. Like, you totally get the early 2000s vibe from it the entire time when LL Cool J was great and everything.
Which let's see if you can figure out what movie he did with that hint drop.
Yeah. He was such a useless character in that entire movie. There's no point to his character. Sorry, I'll get more into it on my movie review because it's a big con. Like, it's one of my cons that bugged the shit out of me with those types of movies.
No, I feel you. I definitely feel you. With that being said, thank you again to everyone who has followed us and listened to us, who continues to listen to us, and who all of you who tell your family and friends about us. Thank you again to Aaron for coming on our last episode and talking about dolls with us. And thank you for everyone who, I don't know if we already said thank you for it, but thank you to everyone who checked out the interview with Mixed Kid Fridays we had. They came out early this month as well. We love those guys. We love Aaron. And we love all of you ghouls and gals. Most importantly, if you like what we're doing and you want to support us and you want to be part of the new rewards that we're going to be coming out with here soon, please go over to our Patreon, patreon.com/punkrockhorrorpodcast. You can click the link in the episode details to go over there and become a Patreon supporter today. And for as little as $2 a month, you will get full access to all of our content, and also we'll get first access to episodes before anyone else before they come out. If you want to keep up with everything we're doing, please like us and follow us on Facebook at Punk Horror Podcast. And then
Punk Horror?
Yeah. Because I didn't have enough room to put punk rock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, dude.
Or
when
our
the
Twitter.
fuck did you want to change our name and just not? Like, I'm fine with it.
And then our Twitter at officialphp, and for our Instagram,
Punk Rock Horror Podcast #PRHP.
Correct. Also, I've come out with my own Instagram for myself. We're still slowly making our ways for both of us to have a personal Instagram and Twitter. Be patient with us. We're weird introverts with that kind of stuff. So, if you want to follow me on Instagram, though, I'm at the Undead Matt. My link will be in the description of this episode.
Yeah. And just because we dropped it, we're still gonna. We just want to let you guys know that the live event that we're doing, live recording, is on the 13th of October at
3 p.m.
At 3 p.m. at the Life of the Party up here in Fort Collins.
If you want to come and be part of the show and be involved with 2 live recordings for everyone to hear your amazing, beautiful voices, please come show up. There is no purchase necessary. You just come show up, sit down, and hang out with us.
Yeah, and it's before Halloween, so like and 2 of my personal friends, they own the place, so it'd be really cool. Check it out. It looks great. We went and checked out the place. They have a lot of good stuff up there.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to get some like last minute costume things for like me and Aaron. So because I'm really like thinking of just being kind of like the T-Rex, like one of those inflatable T-Rex costumes, and her being the hunter from the first Jurassic Park.
That'd be cool.
That'd be really adorable, right?
So far, me, Dev, and Audrey are going to be Chewbacca's. Oh. It's just a whole family of Chewbacca. She really liked because Audrey liked they went shopping because we were thinking about doing.
You should be fucking Han and she should be Leia.
But I have a Chewbacca onesie already.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I was like, "What? I have the Chewbacca onesie and Stormtrooper helmet." So
you know, what even be more adorable since like Deb is a little shorter than you is that you be C-3PO and she be R2-D2. And of course, like Audrey is Chewbacca because she's the more destructive one.
Yes.
That'd be dope.
Harrison, we're still recording. Get out of here.
That's That's Harrison, our lovable mascot. We love you, Harrison. We love you, Harrison. What else do we need to throw out there?
Check out our the website got all redone if you haven't checked it out yet.
Yeah, and we have the details for the Life of the Party event there. We have location, everything else that you need to find.
And it was all done by my cousin, new member to our podcast, Anna.
Yep.
Check her out. She also has her own Instagram and everything.
Punk Rock Anna.
Punk Rock Anna.
Let's see what else.
If there's companies that do media stuff and stuff like that, and you like how our website is, hit her up. I'm sure she would be love to talk to you. Anybody like that.
Yeah, she'll do you up good. Also, lastly, we are now getting in talks about merch for the website, merch for all of y'all. If you want to get involved with that and want to be one of the first people to know about it, go to our website because
Sorry, Harrison's walking down the stairs.
Go to our website because you can sign up to our newsletter and you'll be notified once we do come out with our merch. And if you go to our Patreon and become a Patreon subscriber, I think it's our $8 tier, you'll get exclusive deals on merch as well. With that being said, we're running out of time here. You can listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, our website, www.punkrockhorrorpodcast.com. If you want to send us your band info and strange stories, please send them to punkrockhorrorpodcast@gmail.com. With that being said, thank you, ghouls and gals, and
Podcast over.
Podcast over.
God.
Sorry.
Jesus.
I'm still thrown up about the whole monster that you yelled at me about.
It's full throttle.
Bye.